All right. So Facebook did not want me to go live, so we are in Zoom apparently today, so I apologize for any inconvenience if you were planning to meet me inside the Facebook group. Not sure why my account is getting a little prohibited, but we'll continue to make it work. So I'm going to give people a few moments to just join in since there was a switch up. We're going to jam out. I'm going to smudge, take some time. If you're watching the replay, skip forward until you see me talking a whole bunch, okay? So feel free to dance it out if you're feeling it, have some fun, whatever the case may be, or maybe join me in smudging. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to turn down the tunes, and I just want to say a huge, huge, huge warm welcome to each and every one of you tuning in, whether you're here live, whether you're here watching the replay, whatever the case is. Thank you for honoring me with your presence. It is an honor that I truly sit into and I'm so grateful for. And I am so excited because I love talking about wealth, money mindset, abundance mindset with people, with my clients, so that we can put the hands in the money of people that will do good with it. right? And this is something that I talked big on yesterday. So if you weren't here yesterday for day one, welcome to day two, but please go back and take a peek at day one because there was a lot of foundational pieces that we covered and had some really good conversations, okay? So if you're here, please feel free to blow up the chat, have some fun with it. If you have any questions, I am here to support you. But you can always comment below the replay. It'll be a YouTube video because I have to upload it in that way. But you can always comment below that post so that I can tune in, answer your questions, whatever the case may be. I am here to support you for this journey. Okay. And with that, I'll introduce myself a little bit. I did introduce myself in day one, but my name is Tori Cummings. I am a holistic health practitioner and a self-liberation guide or coach. And what I love to do is help people step out of the space of trauma, anxiety, overthinking, fawning, people pleasing, perfectionism, to help them step into a rooted, authentic version of themselves where they don't feel the need to people please. They don't feel the need to just let their lives be ruled by their trauma or their anxiety, overthinking, etc. I help people root down into their truths, into whom they are, and settle into their heart space and their heart's greatest desires to bring their passion work to life. So if you've been interested in working with me, here's a little freebie for you to see what it's like to be in a container with me. We have a lot of fun, we laugh, we giggle, sometimes there's tears, but throughout this, there most likely will not be unless we hit a sore spot, and that's completely normal, okay? So just a loving reminder that I did put homework for day one inside of the Facebook group, so if you haven't checked it out, go ahead and do so now, or later after we are done with today. And in addition, a reminder that wherever you're at with your money story right now is okay. It's there for a reason. It might not necessarily be the best reason, but it's there for a reason. So, no need to shame yourself, no need to guilt yourself. Recognition is number one. In this journey of stepping into our power, of enlivening, expanding, and just stepping into that space of greater abundance, greater wealth mindset, recognition is number one. So that's what we're here to do. We're here to recognize, to heal, to grow, and expand. So I hope you're in for a treat. And if you have any questions that, came through from yesterday's session, feel free to throw them in the chat, or feel free, if you aren't here right now live, to post them in the comments below when I post this, okay, inside of our group. So I want to start today with a reality check. All right. So when I say that, I mean that we, right? So no pointing fingers anywhere else. That's a preface for this. We must take radical responsibility for where we are at. So no pointing the finger elsewhere, no blame games happening. It wasn't your parents, it wasn't your friends, it wasn't your ex-partner or your current partner. It's you. Turn that finger right around and point it at yourself, because if we are going to step into a greater financial abundance, greater just abundance mindset, we need to take the blame of where we are currently at with our money story and with money in general. This might be really triggering for some, and that's okay. Do what you need to settle the nervous system, and just remember, I'm not yelling at you. I'm not telling you you're in a shitty position only because of yourself. Sometimes we're handed shitty circumstances, and I completely understand and accept and acknowledge that. Yet, oftentimes, if we aren't in a super shitty circumstance, we need to point the finger back at ourselves and take radical responsibility for where we are currently at with our lives and in just any kind of mindset space that we're at, and especially within our money stories. Okay. So when it comes to money, when it comes to our relationships, when it comes to all facets of our lives, we must, if we are wanting to do any work of inner improvement, inner work, shadow work, integration of our emotions, we must take radical responsibility that we have gotten ourselves here. I take radical responsibility for those times that I was super angry and hated life and was resentful for everything. I take responsibility for that. It's not the easiest thing. It was not the easiest thing for me to do, I'll tell you that one. But it is super important for us to do in order to level up, to step into the next layer, to step into expansion. Okay? So we must own up to the parts that we've played in our own lives and point the finger back at ourselves. It's no longer going elsewhere. Okay. When we choose to show up and do this inner work, which we mentioned yesterday, when it comes to abundance mindset and growing your wealth, 80% of it is inner work and 20% of it is strategy. Okay. So we need to own up to our role that has been played in it in this time. And it isn't always the easiest truth to swallow. As I just mentioned, it sucks sometimes. But it is one lesson that we must learn to step out of where we are and begin to move to where we want to go. And just a preface for today, because I totally forgot until I swore yesterday, I am definitely a swearer. It's just part of me being honest, just part of me being me. So if you are around kids, maybe turn down the volume a little bit if you don't like having swears said around them. I just like to throw it out there. I am not necessarily rated G, maybe PG-13, maybe not. I don't know what the case is. But just a heads up, there will most likely be swearing when I get really excited about some stuff. Maybe some word meshing too, because I do that when I'm really excited. But in order to step out of our place of survival, we need to take radical responsibility if we are going to start to flourish and thrive. Okay, so maybe you take a moment to close your eyes, to sit with yourself, maybe one hand on your heart, maybe one hand on your lower belly, and you just tune in. Tune in to what you may be doing when it comes to the blame game. Do you point the finger back at yourself? Do you point the finger at others? What is the case? You are never going to out earn what you believe you deserve. Feel free to open your eyes. Feel free to welcome yourself back. And I'm going to say that again. You are never going to out earn what you believe you deserve. So, this is a huge part of the inner work that we need to do in order to step into greater financial abundance and wealth. Right? So if you believe that you're only worth $1,000 a month or $4,000 a month or $10,000 a month, you are never going to out earn that. So this is a huge part of being able to receive, to be provided for, to be supported, right? We have to allow ourselves to open ourselves even greater, even greater, even greater with each level of our being so that we can step into that space of allowing more to come in. Open ourselves to receiving, open ourselves to believing that we deserve the money that we wish to see in our bank accounts, right? Sorry, my knee's a little wonky this morning. So just wiggling around to get cozy. So how worthy with that, how worthy do you feel in creating the life that you want? Take a moment to ponder it. Sit with that. How worthy do you feel to create the life that you want? And this can be a not so easy question for some people, right? Sometimes this is bringing us into our deepest shadows. When it comes to money work, there's a lot of shadow work to be done. As we talked about yesterday, where did those ideologies come from? Did they come from your parents? Did they come from society? Whatever the case may be, right? So, taking a moment and really tuning in. How worthy do you feel to create the life you want? And when you're complete with that, here's a harsh truth that made me have another aha moment. Like I talked about yesterday when I had my first big aha moment with money, was that money is simply an energy. That's all it is. It is a neutral energy. It's a piece of paper that we give meaning to, right? This aha moment was, it's not money's fault that you're broke. It's yours. It is not money's fault that you are broke. It is yours. It is mine. It is X, Y, and Z's, right? Not that I'm broke anymore, but just saying that is whose responsibility? Your own, right? What are you doing with money? Are you being smart with your money? Are you investing your money? X, Y, and Z. There are so many aspects to this that are super important and crucial into recognizing why you know or why you don't have savings. Sorry, I'm getting so excited and amped up. But why do you not have savings? Why aren't you saving money every month? Why aren't you investing in certain things? Why aren't you investing in yourself? Or why aren't you able to invest in yourself? Because you let your bank account get drained every month. And I know these can be some really hard truths, and I'm not necessarily pointing the finger directly at you. We all have shitty circumstances come into our lives sometimes. Sometimes we call them in, sometimes life happens, and it sucks, right? But just remembering that it is so crucial to know and take note that money is not the reason that you are broke. Maybe your lack of love for money might be a big part of the reason you're broke, but you are broke or lacking money or lacking financial support or lacking financial excess because of you. Because of you. Okay? So, a huge thing that I absolutely love and I thrive off of every time I think of it is if you continue the patterns you are currently in, nothing is going to change. So if you are trying to lose weight and you change nothing about your exercise habits, your water drinking habits, your food intake habits, are you going to get results? Most likely not, right? You might, have a few little things change depending on what's going on. Maybe you're working with someone that teaches you don't have to do calorie deficit, which is absolutely amazing, or deficit. I didn't say that word properly. But not much is going to change. If you're not exercising, you're not changing your eating habits, you're not drinking more water, nothing's going to change. So why do we oftentimes think that if we don't change anything when it comes to the way we work or the way we honor ourselves or the way we're calling in money, why do we think that there's going to be change without any change from us? Right? So, if you continue the pattern you are currently in, nothing is going to change. So, what action steps can you take in order for you to actually begin to get the ball moving? Can you start investing in something, investing in a stock? Talk to a financial advisor. I have a girl if you need one. She's awesome. She's amazing at getting things together. So message me if you want a financial advisor, if you're looking for someone to support you. Okay? Are you saving every month? It could be a little, it could be a lot, right? Whatever you have excess, but even every week, can you put $50 into your savings account rather than keeping it in your checking for you to buy coffees with, right? Now it's like not even 10 coffees, unless you're like a Dunkin's person, like most of us in Massachusetts. But if you're going to a coffee shop, you're spending $8 to $10 on a coffee, that could be about 5 coffees, right? Make a coffee at home, save some money. It might not be the most desirable thing. I know I was very hesitant on that one because I'm a coffee snob myself, thanks to my fiance. But all in all, like, what changes can you make? Can you add more into your savings? Can you budget better? Can you write out all of your monthly expenses so that you can actually have a solidified idea of what it is you spend every single month so that you from there can be like, all right, I pull in this amount of money every month. And yes, small business owners and entrepreneurs, I understand this varies, so this is a little different for us, right? So say a typical job, if you're making $3,500 a month, right? And you say rent, and you say electric, and you say water, and whatever the case is, Wi-Fi, TV, Hulu, Netflix, like all of these different charges, all of these different expenses that you have every month. Write it out. Write out what you pull in every single month on one side of a paper. Write out all of your expenses on the other side and see how much money you could technically have without extra spending after that. Without extra spending, right? And then from there, you can take whatever's left over. So, what you pull in per month minus the bills per month, whatever you're left with. Take that number and pull little parts of it. Maybe it's $5 a month into a stock. Maybe it's $15 a month into a stock. Maybe it is $100 into your savings every month, every week, right? Whatever the case is, you need to start diving into this and seeing how you can benefit yourself and stop staying in the same cycles. We need to make changes if we want to step into things. We need to be smarter with our money if we want to call in greater wealth, because the universe isn't going to serve it to us. God, goddess, all that isn't going to serve it to us if we don't know what we're going to do with it. One thing that I absolutely love is writing out when I make 20K months. This is just my own personal thing right now, right? When I make 20K months, these are the places that my money is going to go. And I write out extensively where it's going to go, right? I feel like I should be doing that backwards for you guys. Make more sense maybe. But when I am making X amount of money, I will spend it on X, Y, Z. Maybe it's like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? But allowing yourself to plan where you are going to spend this money so that when you get it, you aren't like, oh shit, what do I do with it now? Right? You want to make sure that the universe knows and that you know what you're going to do with that money once you call it in and you get it into your hands. Because if you don't have a plan, you're going to spend it fruitlessly. I don't even know if that's a word. I might be making it up, but you're going to spend it just haphazardly, right? So make sure you know where that money is going to go, how much is going to go into your savings, how much you can invest, how much you can budget into certain things, right? Maybe you're saving for a house. Okay, how can you make it easier for yourself? Write out everything, have it written down, have a beautiful list, and then from there, move forward. You'll know how much you have left over at the end of every month. Maybe you do this with your partner and combine things so that you have a better idea. Whatever the case is, be smart with your money. It is the most important thing when it comes to money. You need to know where it's going. You need to know where you're spending just haphazardly. Maybe you go to Target and you spend $200 on like nothing. You went there to get like toilet paper, right? So make sure that you are being very intentional where you put your dollar, each and every single dollar that you have, right? It is so important not to just go somewhere and spend countless amounts of money on stuff that you didn't need, right? I know in our culture, instant gratification is huge. It is super hard to be really focused. And I struggle with this myself too, especially if I'm like really overworking or really stressed. I love to go on little shopping sprees. So I budget in for that now, right? I have $100 cushion minimum a month where I can go ahead and buy myself something. Maybe that's a massage. Maybe that's some crystals. Maybe that's some jewelry like this piece, right? Something for myself, because we deserve to spend money on ourselves. And that is another huge lesson that we need to actually learn is okay to do, right? So make sure you know where your money is going. Are you investing in yourself? Maybe that's coaching. Maybe that's mentorship. Maybe you're joining me inside of Blooming Lotus. I know a bunch of you that were here yesterday are joining me inside of Blooming Lotus, and I'm so excited for it. But are you investing in yourself so that you can heal and expand and grow and level up within your life? Are you investing in your retirement? If you're an entrepreneur, this is a huge one, right? We need to save up for our own retirement because we don't have someone else helping us do that, right? How can you be smart with the money you're drawing in and ensuring that you take radical responsibility for your future self too. Let it sink in. How can you be smart with the money you're drawing in and ensuring that you take radical responsibility for your future self too? Okay. So just remembering just how important it is to take care of future you, right? Just how we do inner child work and we take care of our past self, we're taking care of future us too. Okay. So, next topic, make money your best friend, your BFF, right? So, money is not equivalent to abundance. And this is a huge, huge thing that I see in the new age. I call it new cage society, whatever it is, new age movement, right? So the new cage movement, as you'll hear me say throughout the rest of this, because it really does put so many things in a box. There's a lot of toxic positivity, and that is not true spirituality. It's basically just spiritual bypassing, gaslighting, super, super toxic things that can perpetuate a lot more trauma. So, you will not hear a lot of that in this space, though we are basically talking a lot about the law of attraction. You can find so much more about this in the book, The Magic and the Secret. I think it's by Rhonda Burns, if I'm pronouncing that correct. So you can absolutely find that. You can get it on Audible. You can download at least The Magic online, and you could even buy a copy for yourself. I will be suggesting that tomorrow, just a heads up. But make sure that you remind yourself money is not abundance, right? Abundance is our birthright. As I mentioned yesterday, we are nature and nature is abundance, and therefore we are abundant by nature. So we must accept that on all levels of our being, we must release lack mindset. Release lack mindset and step into the space of abundant mindset or abundance mindset. Okay, what does that mean? What does that mean? Are you staying in the space of being grateful for what you already have? Or are you always in the space of like, shit, I don't have this, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have that. They have way better stuff than me, and pointing fingers and basically saying, like, you don't have enough where you're at yet. Are you constantly wallowing in self-pity or in a space of frustration and disbelief and lacking trust for the universe, great spirit, goddess, God to provide? That is staying in a lack mindset. When you are already grateful for all of the things you have, as we mentioned yesterday, right? You draw more into you. The universe is like, oh, they're grateful for everything they already have. Let's give them more. They're pouring gratitude onto the things that they already have within their life, within themselves. Let's pour more into them because they have an ability, the capacity to receive, right? Allowing yourself to step out of the wallowing, the self-pity, the lack, the frustration of not having X, Y, and Z. And we can acknowledge that. Acknowledge the monkey mind being in that space, right? Acknowledge it. I witness it all the time. Sometimes it's like, for me lately, it's been a huge thing about traveling. Like, I wish I had the time, I wish I had the money to go travel the world and not have to worry about running my business, right? I love my business, but I also love traveling a lot, right? So I catch myself in that and I go, you've traveled the world multiple times by yourself to different countries. You've been to 4 different countries, and most people have not gone to one. And I'm grateful for the fact that I've been able to go to those 4 different countries, right? Allowing yourself to step into gratitude for what it is that you have in your life, what you've experienced in your life, and no longer wallowing on the things that you don't currently have it in your grasp. If you focus on gratitude for the things that you already have within your life, within yourself, that you've experienced already, well, guess what? Then you're going to be able to receive more and open yourself up to receiving more. So making sure that you remember that abundance is not money. Or money is not abundance, right? But that's why I keep differentiating between abundance mindset and financial abundance, right? You might have heard a lot of that yesterday in our chat, but just reminding yourself that it is huge, huge, huge to remember that money is not abundance. Abundance is our inherent birthright. And one of my favorite mantras is I am excessively provided for and excessively abundant, or excessively abundant and provided for. Okay, I am excessively abundant and provided for. That has been one of my biggest mantras. And ever since I started saying that, I couldn't even tell you how much amazingness has come into my life. And I've been doing that for a few months now. And that's it, just a few months. And it has already gotten me to a place where I am doing so much better and being provided for by my community, by my family, by my partner, and so much more. So just remembering that this is a huge thing that could really support you in your journey. Money is energy, and you deserve an equal exchange for it. Equal energetic exchange. We talked about this big time yesterday, and I just want to reiterate because it is such a crucial point in reminding yourself that you are worth what you believe you're worth. So, if you don't have a lot of faith within your worth, if you don't feel worthy, if you're in that space of unworthiness, and believe me, I hold you in that, I understand, I've been there. I had a huge inner child wound with that. I know, I hear you. Yet, you have the ability to overcome it and step into greater worth. Then you allow yourself to step into feeling confident for calling in an equal energetic exchange. So, for example, for me, when it comes to me offering Reiki sessions, I just recently bumped up my price because I feel I deserve to be compensated more since I've been spending more time with people and going very, very deep with them. And because as I continue down my spiritual journey, things keep expanding and layers keep unraveling, and I'm offering so much more than I used to, right? So therefore, I am stepping into a new level and calling in greater financial abundance. So remembering that equal energetic exchange is so important. If you don't feel supported by your salary, by your hourly wage, if you don't feel supported in your asking prices or your listed prices for your own products, if you make them or if you sell things, whatever the case is, okay, you need to have a difficult conversation either with yourself if you're an entrepreneur or small business owner, or with your boss, maybe the CEO of the company, whatever the case is for your specific situation and scenario. If you're a business owner, you need to have a conversation with yourself. What is a rate that you feel comfortable charging per hour per work, right? For your work per hour, what is your rate? And don't diminish it just because someone is going to say, that's too expensive for me. I've heard that countless times. And I give no fucks. I'm going to be honest with you. If someone tells me that my rate is too expensive, I'll tell them we had a sale going on last week. We had this, we have these promotions, and this is my asking price, and I don't diminish that for other people because this is my livelihood. This pays the bills, right? Would I ever tell you like, oh, you shouldn't make minimum wage? No. Right? So there's some really difficult conversations sometimes that need to be had with your boss, especially if you haven't gotten a big raise in a while and you've been in a company for a really long time. Go and ask, especially if you're a woman. If you're a woman working in any kind of corporate field, go put yourself out there and ask for a raise. Find different ways within that company that you can support them and uplift them even better, or the ways that you already have, and ask for a raise. Say, I deserve this much. And if they say no, you say, all right, well, I'm going to go start looking for other work. And most likely they're going to be like, oh, no, we love having you here. We'll make this work. right? It is so important. And if you need some tips and tricks on that, I do have an amazing person that I've been following for quite some time that has a lot of mini trainings on that itself and for interviewing X, Y, and Z. She has so many amazing resources to help bring money into the hands of people, especially women that will do good with it. Okay. So you must know how much you believe your energy is worth. And this can be a hard part. Sometimes this takes a lot of sitting with yourself, a lot of conversations with your own self, or journaling and just exploring, right? You need to know how much your energy is worth, how much it takes for you to do the thing, whatever it is, right? And be compensated with enough energy back. So say you get paid $20 an hour for the work that you do, and you don't feel like that's enough because taxes get taken out, right? So how are you going to open up a conversation with your boss or your manager about receiving more money per hour? And that's just for hourly wage people, right? When it comes to salary, saying I am a necessary person within this company, and maybe you do a little bit of market research. This is a huge part of it, okay? So money work can take some time. It can take some research. It can take some effort. I should say good deal of effort. Like we said, 80% is the inner work, 20% is strategy, right? So maybe part of that inner work and part of that strategy is going in, say, for example, my partner is a manager at a dispensary for production, right? So the going rate for that is anywhere between $80,000 to $100,000 a year. Okay, so imagine being paid $55,000 a year, just for an example. And you see that when you do market research, everyone else is getting paid over like about $30,000 more than that. Okay, are you going to open up that conversation with your boss and say, hey, I love working here. I love what I do. I absolutely love this company. And I realize that there's a big gap between my wage and what other companies are paying this specific position. And I ask that you meet where those other companies are, or I'm going to have to look elsewhere. Opening up that conversation. Your boss might not be the happiest, but the truth and the reality is you should be getting paid what that position is worth. Okay, so just remembering that that is a huge piece of doing this. Maybe it's market research. Maybe you just ask some friends that are in the field, if you have other friends that are in the same field of work as you, right? Huge, huge, huge part. Sometimes this requires a deeper look at things and deep, deep, deep self reflection. Take the time to look into it. It might not be fun off the bat. I know this is something that I always tried to put off for so long, but take the time to look into it and the work that you do in this world so that you feel you are being compensated fairly and equally for your energy that you are giving to said company, to said work, to said people, right? At any point, you can choose a new relationship with money by making new choices moving forward. At any point, you can choose a new relationship with money by making new choices moving forward. As we mentioned earlier today, if you are not changing anything, you are not going to change your money story. Okay. What is stopping you right here and right now from making some changes? What is holding you back? What excuses are coming up? I don't have time. I don't have energy. I don't have X, Y, and Z, right? I know. I hear you. And I'm going to say, push the bullshit aside. I love you. I'm here for you, but I'm also going to be really fucking real with you. You can create and carve out the time to do these things. You can, if you are serious, if you are really freaking serious about changing your wealth and your abundance story and stepping into greater financial wealth and financial abundance and abundance in general, you need to shove those excuses to the side. You can see them and acknowledge them, as we've been talking about, and choose to make the time. Choose to cut something out so that you have the energy, right? Is it past stories? Is it conditioning? Is it societal views? Are you afraid that people are going to reject you if you start making more money and being more abundant and stepping into a greater financial abundance mindset? Is there some fear of being a black sheep, quote unquote? Okay. Is there fears of judgment? What is it that is holding you back from making changes in the here and now? Tune in, ask yourself, maybe you write that question out on a piece of paper, maybe you have a notepad present right now, and ask yourself, what is stopping you from doing that right now? What is stopping you from making changes so that you can change your money story in the here and now? And something that is so crucial inside of this exploration and expansion of our money stories: pouring love and gratitude onto every cent that comes into your life, right? If you caught us yesterday or caught me yesterday, you might have heard that I love the money dance, right? And I just say, I love money, money loves me. I love money and money loves me. And I dance it out as I sing it, and I have some fun. When you raise your vibration in that way, you have some fun, you dance to it, you allow yourself to say those words. And honestly, at first, you're going to feel freaking redonkulous if you've done no money work. Okay? I felt freaking redonkulous. Redonkulous. And yes, I'm certain that's a made up word, but it's ridiculous and just, I love it. So, when you are pouring love and gratitude onto every cent that is coming in, as I mentioned earlier, you are telling the universe that you are expansive, you are expanding, and you are able to receive more. So allow yourself to pour love and gratitude onto money, and more will come into your life. Yes, you need to take changes, but also if you choose to just pour love and gratitude onto money rather than frustration and anger, you are going to just easily attract more money into your life. Okay? You can simply get paid to be you and do the things you're good at. Sometimes some people can just get paid to be them, right? I also have another stream of revenue. We'll get into having multiple streams of revenue as well. But I have another stream of revenue that I get to be paid by just being me online. What? That's freaking amazing. I love it. I know countless people that are in that community that are making over $20,000 a month on a regular basis. They get paid that monthly just because they're showing up as themselves online. How incredible is that? You can get paid to just be you, and you can also get paid to be you and have the talents that you have. That's why you've gotten hired. That's why you do what you do, right? That's why people keep coming back to you if you're a business owner, if you're an entrepreneur, right? So remembering that you are inherently deserving of money. You are. Okay? If you aren't currently offering your passion work, what is keeping you from doing so? If you aren't currently offering your passion work, what is keeping you from doing so? Is it old stories? Is it people telling you that you're not going to make money that way? Is it your lack of belief in yourself? Is it your negative mindset around money? Is it your perfectionist qualities or your fawning qualities or your people pleasing qualities that you just followed what people told you, what your parents told you, what your family told you about where you need to go with your life? I almost did. And then I had a wake up moment and said, fuck it all, right? You can get paid to do your passion work, but you need to believe in yourself enough that you will be able to support yourself financially, completely doing your passion work. I know countless people that say, even if they have a yoga teacher training certificate, that you can't be a yoga teacher and make a bunch of money. I'm gonna completely say, fuck that opinion. You absolutely can. It's what you think and the ways in which you're smart about it and the ways in which you create and offer. You can absolutely make a living as just, I hate that term, but just a yoga teacher, as just an artist. You can make whatever amount of money you want. It depends on where you are at. Where's your vibration? Are you allowing yourself to step into the space of trust? Or are you holding yourself in that fearful state, right? Now, if you are currently offering your passion work, do you feel fully supported in doing so? This goes back to the equal energetic exchange. Maybe you need to ask for more money for whatever it is you offer, right? If you do not feel fully supported with the income that you are making, how much more money per month would make you feel supported, fully supported? I'll repeat that. If you do not feel fully supported with the income that you're making, how much more money per month would make you feel fully supported? And you may have to go back to what I said earlier and make that list of what you're pulling in every month and what it is that you are spending every month. And then from there, figuring out what it is that you would need to feel more fully supported, right? So take the time to do that. I swear it does not take that long. Swear, swear, swear. Like max 20 minutes. And that's usually being like, okay, what other subscriptions do I pay for? Oh yeah, Netflix. Oh yeah, Hulu. Oh yeah, Amazon Prime. Like all of those things, right? Sometimes it's just time to think back. Or you can pull out your phone, right? Pull out your phone, go ahead, scroll and be like, all right, yes, 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 yes. I have my bank statement, X, Y, and Z. I have everything that I need to write out this list with ease and flow. So a big, 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 another big aha moment for me. If you want to make great impact in the world, you have to, have to have a great relationship with money. If you want to make a big impact in this world, you have to have a great relationship with money. Because money is power, as we talked about yesterday. So if you aren't allowing yourself to stand in your power and allowing yourself to make a better relationship with money, it is not going to flow to you, and then you are not going to have the power to change the things that you see wrong in this world. A huge thing for me is making enough money to, hold on, I need to rephrase the way I said that. I'm getting too excited. A huge thing for me is I want to be able to make enough money so that if I see a problem that I do not like in this world, I have the ability to change it in some way, shape, or form, right? For me, a huge part of that is Indigenous cultures and how they're treated. That's my own passion project, right? So I will spend money currently supporting Indigenous cultures. And as I continue to grow my financial status and grow my wealth and my money mindset, guess what? I'm going to be going to reservations and asking them what it is that they need to support their community and handing them money and getting things moving. That is my passion project. I want to be able to help those people. And I also want to be able to buy chunks of land so people can't do terrible things to it and tear down the trees, X, Y, and Z. There are so many things that I want to do when I continuously grow my wealth. You need to know what you would do if or when, like say when, you call in this money so that you can actually have a game plan of where it's going to go to, of how you're going to support the world, or of how you're going to support your community, X, Y, and Z, right? So, a few questions as we begin to work on closing out today. There are some other things that we are going to discuss and talk about. I might have to save some for tomorrow. For Thursday. Just checking my notes. So, question number 1. How are you budgeting? Are you budgeting? How do you spend your money every month? Go look at previous bank statements. See where you're excessively spending. Is it at bars? Is it at coffee shops? Is it on little things that you don't need at Target or Walmart? Is it on other things? Where are you investing your money? What smart ways are you making your money work for you? Do you have multiple streams of revenue or just one? As I mentioned, I am the proud owner of Little Lotus Trading Co. And I also sell doTERRA essential oils, and I have for like ever at this point. I sell a CBD. It's an amazing CBD from Prime My Body. I sell Focus and Calm at my studio inside my shop. I have small artists inside of my shop where they're on consignment. So there's already 3 different streams of revenue, right? And I am a part of the Freedom Era, and I sell Kangen water. 4 streams of revenue on top of my 5th, right? Just Little Lotus. It is my 5th stream of revenue. So I have 5 streams of revenue coming in on a regular basis. And if you want to know more about any of those so that you can have another stream of revenue, please let me know. I am here to support you and love on you and pour all of these resources onto you. Okay? How much are you saving per month so that you can make your dreams come true? Is it $5? Is it $500? Is it $5,000? Like, what is it that you need? 5,000 might be a little excessive for the people that are diving into this challenge. And that's okay. But knowing that one day, if you want to get to that, you can choose certain things so that you can. And I'll put all of these questions inside of our group. So you'll have these questions and our home play questions for today, okay? Can you save more and stop spending carelessly / impulse shopping, as I mentioned, which I love to do sometimes? Can you save more and stop spending carelessly or impulse shopping? Do you set savings goals? If not, when are you going to start? Do you have all of your monthly payments written out so that you have a thorough idea of what is being paid out and what is coming in? Okay, so with this, I'm going to dive into the next topic just a little bit. I'll add these into our Facebook event page as well, because these are things that are super, super, super duper important for you to have at your own convenience and at your fingertips so that you can actually say them yourself, okay? So a huge, huge, huge portion of this is watching the way you speak about money. Take one moment. Think about it. How have you been speaking about money in your life? Do you often say, I can't afford it? I don't have the money for that. I'm broke. Things of that nature. Take those words out your mouth and throw them in the wastebasket, because those words are keeping you where you're at with money in a huge way. So stop saying, I can't afford it. Stop it, okay? Instead, say, I am not prioritizing that right now. Because when you say I can't afford it, you're putting it out into the world that you can't afford it forever. That might be not what you mean, but it is what you're saying. So say, I am not prioritizing that right now. Say, for example, Blooming Lotus, my 3-month holistic coaching program that begins this Friday, which is the whole reason I created this free offering, because I'm just so excited, right? Well, if you tell me I can't afford it, I'm going to say, cancel clear. You aren't prioritizing it right now. And that's not me being an asshole. I pinky promise you, I am trying to help you recognize when you are speaking poorly about money so that you can step into a space where you're more expansive and you can just say, I'm not prioritizing that right now. I'll prioritize it next time Blooming Lotus runs. Okay? Even if it's just like healthy food, right? Over a subscription service to Netflix or a bunch of different things, right? I am not prioritizing my health right now. And see how that feels within your body. I am not prioritizing my self-development right now. It is a huge game changer when we start to really be intentional with our words and dive in deeper to this journey and say, I am not prioritizing blank right now. It really is a huge slap in the face to wake up and see the ways in which you actually feel and think about yourself. Okay? Be aware of your money story and how it creates your thoughts, feelings, words, and emotions around money. Invitation to put daily alarms inside of your phone 1, 2, 3 times a day with these mantras. These I will put into our Facebook group, okay? Money is my co-creator. I fully deserve it. Money is my co-creator. I fully deserve it. I love money and money loves me. You can dance that one out and it is a whole lot of fun. Okay? I love money and money loves me. Go ahead, dance it out, have some fun. You're gonna feel silly at first, but afterwards, tell me how much better you feel after you really allow yourself to do that for a couple days, maybe a week at least. Okay? I am a money magnet. Money is always available to me. Every time I spend money, I make 10 times as much. I make 20 times as much. I make 30 times as much. Whatever it is you want to say, every time I spend money, I make 10 times as much. I receive over whatever amount of money in your bank account each day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, for example, what you could say is, I receive over $500 in my bank account each day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I receive over $100 in my bank account each day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I receive over $1,000 in my bank account every single day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You insert whatever amount you want in there, but it's for you to choose. I'm grateful for money because blank. There are countless things you could put in here, but you get to choose and tune into it in your own way. I am grateful for money because of blank. I love money because it is the root of so much awesome. Think about it. I love money because it is always here for me. How good does that feel? To hear, to say, to feel into. I love money because I love living an awesome life and taking action where I see it is needed. I love money because it comes when I call. I love money and am grateful every day that it's surrounding me with its glorious goodness. Okay, so if you have any questions about any of the things that I've shared today, feel free to comment them below, whether it's in the YouTube video that I'm on right now or whether it is on our event page. Okay, I will get back to them. I will answer your questions. We might do a spontaneous Q&A on Friday. I'm really hoping that Facebook allows me to actually go live. I'm so sorry that we had to switch it up today and pop onto Zoom instead of being on Facebook. Silly things. I'm getting like banned from doing just normal things, and I'm not really sure why. Maybe it's because I'm talking to you about money. But whatever the case is, this is your home play for tonight. Okay, so this will be inside of our Facebook event page. You will be able to see it there. Number one, what has been the main theme in your life around money for the last few years? How does money make you feel? Do you believe you deserve to spend money on yourself? What 3 words would you use to describe money in your life? How have you been speaking about money? Imagine that you are in a relationship with money as if it were a person. Would that person, money, want to be in a relationship with you? And just taking some time to sit with that, to feel into it, and see what it is that comes up. Take the time to really sit with these questions. I'll post everything that we talked about, the mantras, the other questions, and our home play questions inside of our Facebook group so that you can ensure that you are meeting all of the needs to grow greater financial wealth and abundance. I love you. I love you. I love you. I'm pouring so much love and gratitude onto you for being here with me today. It is such an honor to share these tips and tricks with you. And if you have questions, please feel free. Comment them. Message me if you feel like they're TMI for the entire group or world to see. I am happy to support you. And if you want to dive deeper into this, we will be talking about this inside of Blooming Lotus, my 3-month holistic healing coaching program that will deep dive not only into calling in greater abundance mindset and greater financial wealth, but we will also be healing trauma, anxiety, people pleasing, perfectionism, and so much more. So if you want the information on that, please feel free to let me know. Drop a comment below and say Blooming Lotus or message me Blooming Lotus, whatever the case is, and I will happily get you all of that information. Or you can head over to my site, littlelotustradingco.com, click the little 3 buttons in the top right corner, and you'll see holistic healing programs or holistic self-liberation coaching programs. And click that, you'll see Blooming Lotus. You can read all of the details there. Okay. I love you. I love you. I love you. I am so freaking grateful that you've been here with me today. It is such an honor to be a mentor and a guide to those within my circle, within my community. I wish you divine empowerment and amazing rest of your day. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Have a beautiful day.